I think it's the impossible situation that the United States military is in Afghanistan, because on the one hand they are highly trained. They're supposed to have spent 10.5 years learning the lessons of operating in Afghanistan. They are taught on one level that they are there to, as they are told, defend and the Afghan people, that they are there for the Afghan people. And on the other hand, they find that in no way do the Afghan people treat them as their friends. And this impossible contradiction means that despite 10.5 years of cultural training, they're supposed to have had intense cultural training, they think nothing of burning Qurans, urinating on prisoners, on dead bodies, etc. And it's just a reflection of the reality of things. In that sense, I think there's nothing that the United States military command can do about it. No, I think it's more than that. It's not just because it's a war. If they found that there was any truth in this line that they're given, that they are there to defend the people from the enemy, which is usually called the Taliban, if they found that to be true, if that was true in their experience, then they could differentiate. But they can't differentiate. They don't know. They have no idea who in practical terms, the enemy is. It's a classic guerrilla war, and it produces exactly that. And fundamentally, the reason is they shouldn't. I think is that they shouldn't be there. They have no justified basis for being there, and that's the root of the problem. I think it probably was the right thing to do. I mean, there's been a whole stream of these things, and it is telling, for example, the American people a side of things that they're simply not given. I think the best example that your introduction didn't mention was this United States Army colonel who traveled all over Afghanistan last year. He was in a special position. He interviewed 250 United States military personnel from the rank of private up to the rank of general, and being in the position of colonel, he was precisely positioned to do that kind of thing. And then he published his report, and then his report was in large part leaked a couple of months ago. And basically he said, everything we are told is not true. Nothing we are told is true. You cannot believe anything you are told. So it's in that context of systematic disinformation that I think the publication of these photographs actually tells people something that they are systematically excluded from hearing. No, but I think it's a necessary precondition. But no, there's no guarantee that it won't deteriorate or continue with the civil war, which is effectively what it is. But it's a necessary precondition. Hopefully they can leave in better order than simply scuttling away, but it is a necessary precondition for an Afghan settlement to an Afghan problem.